Hi guys, hope you're all okay. Welcome to this new video, and today I just decided to show some really kind of unknown, obscure Giallo films I have. Ones which I haven't really talked about before, so to try and give these some more exposure. So what I may do in the future is some similar videos like this, where I may talk about some other really unknown horror films, either like zombie films or slasher films, etc. I'll see how this video goes anyway. So here we go. First one I've got to show is this one here, and as you can see it's called Cross Currents. This is a 1972 Giallo film. Pretty cool film. It's one of those sort of amnesia type Giallos, which there were a few of. You know, when someone loses their memory, they have to try and piece together their past. In this one you got this guy, he has this sort of crash on this boat, eventually regains consciousness, he's lost his memory, then he's back to his villa again, a bunch of people come back there, his friends and family and stuff, people start to get killed. It's a cool film, I like it, got Ivan Rassimov in it, got a few nasty scenes in it, and the killings, but good mystery too. It's a cool film. That's Cross Current from 1971. Next one I've got is Spirits of Death. Now this is actually 1972 Giallo from Romano Scavolini, who of course we all know as the director of Nightmare, also known as Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. And this is a very good film. Basically starts off with this guy, he discovers this man and woman having sex, so he basically shoots the woman, who turns out is his wife, who's been having an affair, and then he turns the gun on himself, kills himself, and in the background you just see a young girl screaming, who's obviously the daughter. Then 20 years later the daughter has grown up into a young woman now, Evelyn Stewart, and she's quite a troubled woman. She's kind of dominated by her husband, and they basically invite a group of people over to this secluded villa where people start to get killed. It's a good film, really sort of gothic atmosphere to it, a bit slow moving, it takes a while for the killings to come, but I enjoy all of this film. I think it's really cool, well directed, some good killings when they do come. That's Spirits of Death. Next one is Eyes Without a Face, which is from Bruno Mattei, and he decided to do a Giallo film 20 years too late. This one is from the early 90s, and he does a very good job actually. It's a good Giallo, really has the feel of one from the early 70s. It's basically about this woman, she sort of writes these horror comics, and the character in her comics is this basically sort of serial killer, and then people start to get killed by this guy who sort of dresses up exactly like what he appears in the comic, you can see there, and yeah, a few people are killed, and then the woman who, you know, the author of the story, gets these threatening messages on her phone. She gets like eyes sent to her. It's a good film, and considering it's from Bruno Mattei, it's not really trashy at all. It's actually pretty well directed, got some good suspense, a few good killings, good mystery too. It's a good film, Eyes Without a Face. Next one I've got is this one here, and it's called The Weapon, the Hour and the Motive. And this is a cool film. It's basically about this young priest who's having an affair with a couple of different women, and he basically he calls off the affairs to the women, and soon after he's found dead. So obviously those women are the prime suspects, but there's also the husbands of the women, a few other people around who could possibly have done the killing too. It's a good mystery, I really liked it. Very cool film, only really a couple of killings in it, but they're pretty good. It's suspenseful, very entertaining film, The Weapon, the Hour and the Motive. Next one I've got is The Killer reserved 9 seats. Now this is a 1974 Giallo film. Has a pretty good cast. It's basically about this sort of rich kind of aristocrat guy who invites a bunch of these people to this old sort of theatre, and as you can imagine, people start to get picked off by a unseen killer. Good film, liked it. Some good mystery, good suspense. Not really over gory, but there is one pretty nasty killing. Like I say, has a good cast. You've got Howard Ross in it. Also early roles for Janet Agrin and Paolo Senatore, who of course went on to play sisters in Lenzi's Eaten Alive. Really good film. The Killer reserved 9 seats. Next one we got is this one here, and it's The Flower of the Petals of Steel. Really good film with Gianni Garco and Carol Baker. Great film, based about this guy, Gianni Garco, this sort of rich, successful kind of surgeon. He's having an affair with someone. This woman he's with, you know, kind of, he sort of kills her, but it's like in self-defense. It's accidental. Then he kind of tries to cover up the murder. You've got the sister of the woman he killed, you know, trying to find out what's going on. There's also someone else, you know, who knows about the crime, and blackmail involved. Another murder occurs afterwards. Very good film, really well directed, good story. I really like it. Flower with the Petals of Steel. Next one we got another fairly modern Giallo, and that is The Room Next Door. This one is from about 1994, I think. Pretty cool film, based about this guy. He's like a lawyer. He comes back to his hometown with this big case defending these people. And it's actually a period set Giallo film. It's actually set in 1940, set in Poland. Good film. Certainly has a lot of atmosphere in it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of House with the Laughing Windows. It's not as good as that, but it's got that kind of feel to it, a little bit anyway. It's a good film, good mystery. Only really a few killings towards the end. It's a good film though, I like it. Room Next Door. And last one I'll talk about is one which is pretty cheesy, but I actually like it. Doesn't usually get that many good reviews, this one, but it's a cool film in my opinion. And it's Clap You're Dead. And this is 1974 Giallo film. I like it, it's a lot of fun. It's basically set around the kind of film set. You've got this director making this film. This woman turns up dead on the set. The prime suspect is this guy who she just kind of broke up with before, and he was sacked from the set. So he's the prime suspect. A couple more killings begin. Yeah, it's nice and sleazy. There's only a few killings in it, but it's a lot of fun, pretty cheesy. I like it. It's got quite a good ending when loads of people are kind of all dressed up in the same kind of clothes and one of them's the killer. It's a lot of fun. Very unknown, but it's a good film. That's Clap You're Dead. So thanks everyone for watching this video. See you guys soon. Take it easy.